talking about an OG of not just D2C, but also CTC.
Let's go.
The growth mind behind the success of Bobby and Ilia Beauty, scaler of brands, innovator of tech, and now back in the agency world, founder, CEO of Growth Capital, Cherene Aubert. Cherene, get in here. Get inside this thing. There she is.
Howdy, cowboys.
Howdy. Howdy. Cherene, we have looked forward to having you on here. I would say, maybe I'm wrong, but I would say that I rarely see agency ballers who transition brand side, have enormous success, find a great place to make their home. I rarely see them go back into what some would call the dark side of the force. That's how it was explained to me. I mean, I did it myself, but I rarely see that. Give us, if you would, just give us some motivation behind making the change, especially as marketing is changing so fast. Cherene, you've now started Growth Capital and you're going up and to the right and to the moon. Why make the change now?
I'm just a glutton for punishment. What can I say? I love to be punished by not only the people on my team, but the clients. And, no, I'm just, but yeah, I agree with you. I left the agency and I was like, I'm never going back to that dark place. It's a dark, dark place. I quit my dream job and I was like, I'm just going to take on a couple clients and, figure something out, maybe start a brand, maybe build some tech. And the agency muscle memory just came back. And I was like,
wow.
Oh, I got clients. Now I got to build the team to support the clients. And now I'm getting more clients. And oh, shoot, I started an agency, I guess.
I love that. I love that.
Seriously, like we're at this pivotal time. Some people call it a Sean, but really like we're at this time where AI and tech is changing the way that you can build a business and build a service business so much more effectively. And the hardest part about building an agency is training people and teaching them to think the way you think.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I can just 10x myself with all of these tools and be everywhere at once. And that's the premise.
Smart.
Wow.
Smart.
That's incredible. Could you talk a little bit about, because when you go to Growth Capital, it's just sign up for a wait list, which is also pretty baller. Just, hey, sign up for our wait list. We don't have time for you right now. Could you talk a little bit about what you guys are doing specifically for services? We had Jacob previously on the show. He is just an absolute knower of ball, and he's incredible that you've been able to work with him. Could you talk a little bit about what you're doing for brands?
Yeah, I want to first and foremost apologize to all of the people who've signed up for the wait list and haven't received any outreach back. But yeah, there's a website coming very soon. It's still going to be on wait list, but I think like the big gap that I saw in the industry and kind of why I'm coming back brands from brand side into agency side is that it's almost like an epidemic. There are brands whose digital businesses are maturing faster than the talent pool is maturing. And it's because e-com and digital is so new. There's not like a lot of domain expertise that has been passed through decades of apprenticeship. It's like so new. But these businesses are like hundreds of millions, like 500 million, a billion, or scaling from nothing. And they hire heads of growth who haven't had the expertise across many different brands and haven't seen like case studies of how to actually get to scale. And so they're coming into these heads of growth roles in these mature businesses, and they're failing not because of anything that they've done wrong, but because they're just not, they don't have the maturity to drive the business into the next stage of growth. And so that's an epidemic. And so I've been lucky to be at agencies, seeing over 100 plus businesses, have been brand side at high growth, 0 to 9 figure brands, 9 figure plus post acquisition. So different case studies at scale. And then what I'm, doing is bringing in the best operators who've also been brand side.
Wow.
So there's like one epidemic where the heads of growth aren't capable of driving growth. And then there's another epidemic where the whole agency model is built on junior people who are coming out of school in their first or second job, and they're being asked to spend millions of dollars and drive millions of dollars in revenue. And they're like, have never done it before. So they don't know how to actually be the sage advisor to these brands. And so that's the gap that I think we're closing. And there's a lot of demand for that. I think, we're concentrated and focused in beauty and health and wellness. And we have domain expertise in beauty. Category expertise is super valuable in beauty. It's really hard for someone who's not an insider to come in and try to grow these brands. So that's why I think we have a wait list, because there's a lot of demand. And what we're doing is we offer traditional growth marketing services, media buying and creative strategy, but we offer more of like a growth operating partner service where we will be your head of growth. We will be your fractional chief growth officer or CMO. We'll do your revenue modeling. We'll put your board reports together. We'll be the executive seat at the table and oversee your agencies if you have an existing agency you're working with. So we're kind of like plugging in as an executive advisor.
It sounds to me like essentially what I get is Cherene is what it sounds like. It sounds like I get Cherene's mind, and I get Cherene's systems, and I get her methodologies for, hey, if I'm out of my depth or my marketing lead is out of their depth and we're going to places that we've never been before, then we can get her AI software enabled, enhanced mind and capabilities inside of my business. That's what it sounds like to me, which that is a compelling offer, Cherene. I mean, especially for where you've already won and shown, incredible successes inside of your career. That sounds like a juicy offer.
Thank you, Cowboy.
Well, tell me this. I mean, I feel like the train has left the station on Sean. I mean, I feel like that moniker is going to stick.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. I feel like it's kind of stuck. But I've been catching breadcrumbs, all over Twitter. And Chris Mikulin said this, and I quote, as of late, he said this: Cherene, you have built the most impressive agency operating tech I've ever seen. End quote. That's big. That's big. And I would guess that's part of where you've had Jacob's mind share involved. I would guess. Can you open the cupboard for us a little bit on what Chris is talking about there?
Yeah, Chris is so kind to say that. And now we have a lot to live up to. But basically Jacob and I started working together. I was like, hey, I have a project. You want to work on it? And here are the frameworks that I have. Like, here's how I look at a business. And he's like, cool, let me turn it into software. So we've worked together very iteratively on what I think is like my secret sauce, and plus what he's capable of doing. And it's been an internal tool for the last 5 or 6 months that we've been using. And it's like the operating system of the agency. So all client documents, all meeting notes come into it, marketing calendars, brand books come into our software. We're ingesting Shopify ads data into a data warehouse. And our software has LLMs that we can call all of this to do the strategy work that we're best at. And it's not just like, we don't just have like an LLM sitting on top of your data, which is like already amazing. But we have the ability to push it into documents and presentations. So streamlining the work that takes a lot of time for someone to like bounce between different platforms, export data, refine it and put it into a client-facing presentation. We found ways to kind of automate that. And then we've also built like frameworks that I use for forecasting, for email calendar planning, for, ad account audits and creative strategy. So it's really like Yeah, we just hooked some AI into my prefrontal cortex.
Yeah, you did.
And the team access to it. And then, I've been experimenting with agents. And I think one of the most interesting things that we found is it's really hard to get people to adopt software. I think this is like, in a big company, it's impossible to get someone to adopt a new software. That's why so many established businesses are having a hard time adopting AI. So I brought an agent into Slack. Jacob connected it to our database and our data warehouse. And now we have a member of the team that, something that would take a member of the team a week to do because their plate was full. We can have this agent do tasks that would take, hours. It can do it at scale in minutes. And then the team is reviewing it, making sure that the strategy is sound. That's what we're trying to do, is figure out our workflows that can streamline what we do so that the team can focus on like the harder stuff, which is the nuanced strategy that AI can't do.
Wow. That's absolutely incredible. Cherene, when you're thinking about, you're looking at these businesses, and I'm so sure you have seen some trends that have come out of these businesses. And, for any 7-8 figure brand owner that's listening, and you could throw something up on a billboard and you're saying, hey, I see this all the time. I wish you guys would pay attention to this one thing. What would that thing be?
Oh, that's so good. There's more than one. I mean, I think the two biggest issues that brands have is they don't know at all how much to spend, and they have no clue what scaling spend means for their EBITDA. So like we do scenario modeling, we do it weekly with our clients, and we're like, hey, this is how we're pacing. This is what it means for EBITDA versus our budget. This is how we can over deliver on EBITDA if we make these changes. And we have every KPI forecasted by day. We have it rolling up to like a monthly revenue model. So that is like tying your revenue model to your media plan and your daily is one. Maybe I'll give you three instead of one.
Please.
The other one is, I think a lot of media buyers are pretty disconnected to inventory planning and inventory forecasting.
100%.
So you open up an ad account and you're like, oh, the number, like the majority of your spend is going to one of your bottom collections and your bottom products, and your media buyers like, but the CPAs are great and the ROAS is good, so I'm going to keep scaling it. But they have no clue that you just bought $10 million in inventory of some other product that carries your whole business.
Yeah.
So I think like tying your media strategy to your product strategy is like underrated. And then it's a forcing mechanism to get your creative strategy to then fall in line with your product strategy. So then you're focusing your creative effort on your actual product sales plan.
Yeah.
That's a huge miss. And then just content. Everyone is just really bad at making content. That's a second session we can spend time on.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. It is amazing. Yeah. Cherene, I kind of, and I mean this in the most complimentary way possible. I think very much of the person that I am about to reference. He was a key, crucial mentor in my life and career. You are Taylor-ish, holiday-ish to me, in the sense that I feel like when you talk and when I listen to you, you're peeking around corners, around like what's just ahead, which Taylor is all the time doing and referencing and talking about what's coming. When you look at marketers inside of our space, when you look at brands inside of our space, what assumptions are we still living with now that will very quickly or already are no longer true? Yeah. What's coming that we're not prepared for? Do you see generally in the space?
Ooh, scary.
Good one. Good question. I mean, I think anticipating is such a fun game. Like anticipating what's going to come is super fun. But this goes back to like, what does it mean to actually be a good marketer? It goes back to like, what does your customer actually care about? And that's what everyone's missing. And I think we're kind of planning for this, like, super futuristic future, which is like, good. Yeah, let's plan about it. Let's daydream about like how agents are going to do all of our shopping and everything's going to be hyper transactional. I think that's fine. But like, that's like one common theory that I hear. But then if you look at businesses that are omni-channel and have Amazon as a part of their mix of business, Amazon is probably growing faster for many businesses than their other channels, just due to consumer behavior. And if you go down that line of thinking of like everything's going to be agentic and transactional and like a product feed, you can kind of see that might not, like, I kind of believe that might not actually play out the way that everyone thinks it will. And maybe they want it to play out that way. But, and the reason that I parallel this to Amazon is like many brands are like, oh, Amazon is growing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of my budget that's in paid social and I'm going to put it into Amazon. And then Amazon's just going to grow exponentially more. And it's like, well, it's a marketplace. It's like a bottom of funnel transactional marketplace where someone's already decided if you're not a commodity good, then the reason that someone's buying you is because they've already decided somewhere else that they want to buy you and they're going to Amazon to like close the deal. So I think there's still like marketing is still important. Connection between a brand and a consumer is still important, and it's getting lost. Like, I feel like we're moving into an era where brands don't know how to actually build meaningful connections between themselves and their customers in a way that's like resonant. And so there's just going to be this need for marketers who actually understand how to have cultural relevancy, how to understand the customer and know who they are and how to talk to them. And yeah, we've been living in this era of like, we've been leaning too far into this like performance and data driven marketing. There's still room for like delighting customers and giving them a good time.
Know thy customer, dear marketer. It's wise words.
I just imagine Orange John rejoicing over here and the Taste Boys all winning about taste and brand moving forward. Orange just like, yeah, let's go.
Cherene, we really appreciate you coming on the show and making the time. I know that you got a long wait list of people waiting to work with you. I want you to answer one more question before we get you out of here. I would love, this is selfish for me. This is bonus for me. I would love you to talk about the differences between selling to men and women. I am surrounded by women. I've been married 14 years. I have 4 little girls. Even my dog is a girl. But I don't know how to sell to women. I've spent my entire career selling to men. Could you tell us about some of the differences there that you see from your perspective, being in the game as long as you have?
Yes, the first core difference is men don't want to buy anything. They just like have to buy things. So women actually enjoy, like, we like really like buying things. Like, it's so fun. It's like the whole experience is fun. Like looking at things, comparing things. It's like probably goes back to hunter gatherer. Like, we're just gathering a bunch of stuff. And so like, yeah, I think that is probably something primal about how men and women shop that's different. But I don't know. I think it's just fun. I think it's fun. And I think like it's really, you have to understand how fun it is.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Experience. Yeah.
Hunter-gatherer. There's a lot to think about there as well.
A lot to think about.
Well, Cherene, as we all exit the echo chambers of the sea of sameness in marketing and upskill ourselves and listen to you more and get out into the future, we hope that you will come back. We appreciate you making the time, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Oh my gosh, I would love it. It was so much fun. What do cowboys say when they're leaving? They say howdy when they're like joining, but
yeah, they say adios. They say adios.
Yeah.
Yeah, adios. That'll work.
Adios, cowboys.
Or see you later. Thanks, Cherene.
Yeah.
Exactly.